What's going on, gearheads? It's Affliction Builder. I'm back here with you. I wanted to get this video out as soon as I could. To let you know about this new product that I wanted to share with you guys. This is a new tactical arm brace that is very uniquely designed. I mean, skirts among some of the NFA rules, whatnot. This is a Tailhook pistol brace. You see this bad boy by Gearhead Works, and I guess they've been working on. I saw this come out searching the internet, a couple weeks ago. And it's so innovative, I said, man, let me try one of these out. I want to take a look at it. I picked up two of them, and I put it on this 22 pistol that I was working on. I had this because I got a couple SBR lowers, and I was working on this as an NFA SBR, and I was thinking about SBR another lower, and I saw this bad boy, and ever since these braces came out, there's been some type of litigation or word from the ATF on these things. And originally, I think Sigbris came out. They came out with the rubber brace. It has two Velcro straps, cumbersome. Didn't really look that good on a firearm at all. Now they came out with a lot more, minimalized type things. But there always was an issue that crossed the line in the NFA. If I put this on a pistol, and, does this become, typically a shoulder stock, and is it then an NFA? So they came out, everybody was buying them, that was a good thing, and there was no trouble with it. And then I guess shortly after that, I think the ATF came out and said, well, if you shoulder this, now you're redesigning this weapon or its configuration, and you're making it into an NFA item. And then, everybody came out with these weird, who the hell does this shit? Put it in the center of your chest. You could cheek weld, it was probably the best thing. Or, you shoot it from, the brace, which really, I mean, with my arms and shit, I can't even really get a good, that good of a sight on a brace like that. So all those negativities, really decayed me from trying to get the brace, because it's just kind of a novelty, something to kind of skirt, and it didn't even really look that good, So when I saw this design the other day, I'm like, man, that really looks like a stock. And, it looks like a minimalist stock, something that Ace Tactical used to make, and they put it on a buffer tube. And I said, man, that really looks cool. And the cool thing about it, it's a pistol brace because they have a little button here, and it's a little machine button. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right on the side here, and it drops. It's all billet aluminum. It has a little thing here if you want to put a sling attachment on it. And there's two button head screws that squeeze it onto the buffer tube. But the intent of it, like I said, in the way that they wrote the letter for I'm assuming ATF, the intent that is a brace. And yeah, you could shoot it like this. I mean, you can see my hand. I mean, it isn't that great, but if you shoot it, you know what I'm saying, like from the hip or something like that, if you wanted to, it does attempt to secure the pistol. But from what NFA or from what ATF said now, they reversed the letter and said, well, now if you shoulder it unintentionally or it's not an NFA item. And that's the big thing I think that the council argued. If you look at the letter, asking them to reconsider, because this is a pistol for all practical purposes. This is a Glock pistol. And if we consider this a pistol by the law, then I could shoot this out of my mouth. I could put this on my shoulder. I mean, it really wouldn't help me to put it on my shoulder, but I could shoot it off my shoulder. I could shoot it off my chest. I could shoot it off my head, and it's still classified a pistol. So I think the council, they were arguing the same thing, that, you know, this thing was designed and intended to be used like this. However, inadvertently, if someone wants to shoot it off their head or in the center of their chest or in their shoulder, it really shouldn't reclassify the intent in what it was approved. And I think the council, someone used an analogy of a screwdriver and a hammer. You know, if you take a hammer, it's made to hammer a nail. You know, you hammer the nail, you get the job done. If you inadvertently don't have a hammer and you use a screwdriver or a pistol and you hammer in that nail, it will get the job done. It wasn't intended for that, but you still use it. So does that mean I'm turning a screwdriver that was made to screw in screws? Am I now turning that into a hammer just because I'm using it temporarily or something? And I think that's the case, you know. But like I said, this thing is really cool, man. I mean, it looks like a stock. I mean, it's pretty strong. It's aluminum. It looks like it's made for the gun finally. You know, and I mean, it's cool. You can put it on a buffer tube and you just screw it down. It holds different diameters. This is just a regular AR15 buffer tube that I got for like 20 bucks. And I tightened this down on it. I had to use a couple of shims, aluminum, you know, to tighten it down. And then I just put this kind of Midwest tactical, another, you know, just to give it a little character. But it's very light, it's sturdy, and I think, you know, for a 9mm 22 or even an AR, I think it's a pretty viable option. It's very clever. I mean, that's pretty cool, man. You know, the intent is, you know, to use it like this, but from what I understand now, as long as you don't, you know, put some tape around this or, you know, change it in any way. You can't change it. You can't put a piece of wood in it. You can't, transform the way it was approved. So this is the way it was approved. So I guess if you inadvertently use it on your shoulder, then from what I understand now, you're not breaking the law, I guess. And that's funny because, like I said, anybody that kind of looks at that, I mean, if you just take a novice gun person that is not into guns and you look at that and they see that, I mean, yeah, that looks like a stock, you know. And so most people will probably shoulder it until you say, no, it opens and you could, you know, use it as a brace, you know. But that's just too cool, man. I mean, I had to get one. In fact, Tailhook was out of them, and I went to Rainer Arms. Rainer Arms had them in stock. I ordered 2 of them, and about 3 days later they got here. But, yeah, I mean, it comes in a package, you know, it comes in a plastic, and then they tape the hex, the hex nut for the 2 button head screws to tighten it up. But, man, it's really strong. I think it really completes, you know, a pistol. It looks cool, but it goes to show you, you know, the way the laws are getting. I mean, everybody has these black rifles, and there's so many options out there for them that maybe one day, hopefully, you know, NFA or they will see the light and take these, you know, these short-barreled rifles out of the NFA, you know, because it's like really, you know, this little 22, it's set up for plinking. I mean, it isn't any dangerous, anything else with a longer barrel on it. And then secondly, a lot of people today, you know, we're going with the bullpup design. And, you know, the NFA wasn't even written during that time for bullpups because you're talking the same length barrels, but you're getting a more compact, shorter package out of it. And, you know, they even have Draco kits now where you get a Draco pistol. As long as you leave it in that configuration, you put a bullpup on it, and, you know, it's a pistol if you don't, you know, put a stock on the back of it, you know. But I don't know. This was cool, though. Tailhook pistol brace. Gearhead Works are the guys that came up with it. You know, I understand they were keeping it in the secret for quite a a while till they finally got it out. I see why, because I think these are going to be snatched up every minute. You know, it's just it looks good, it's strong. You know, it doesn't have all those nylon funky straps and plastic pieces and all this crap on it. Just get a regular slick tube. You put that on the back, a minimalist deal, and you know, your pistol's ready to go. So I recommend you guys check it out, man. I mean, I've got a couple SBRs, you know, but this is a game changer to me, man. You know, I mean, it's amazing they came up with something like that. I mean, again, intended to be used and approved like that, but you know, leaving that configuration doesn't change it. You know, so I'm anxious to get this pistol out on the range, and that hammer, I did replace it. I did get it was a broken hammer pin that I told you it broke in half of my 22 kit. So I ordered a stainless steel one from CMMG, and I just stuck it in this bolt. So maybe tomorrow, the next day, I go out to range and see if this 22 will fire up. But you know, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them. But I just wanted to tell you guys, you know, if you get a chance, check out the Tailhook pistol brace. Man, it's really a cool looking piece, you know, well made, machined, made right here, you know, in the good old USA, and it's a winner. So you guys check it out, and I'll see you on the range, man. Peace.